Hello, my name is Sonia Ryan, and today I'm sharing my final project on understanding non binary identity and how this learning came to inform me about in creating more equitable workplace practices. Since I'm preparing for a career in human resources, I chose this topic because it will directly influence the kind of inclusive environments I hope to create. These identities are only one part of who I am, but also how I shaped by the family and people closest to me. Coming from a multiracial and gender diverse family gives me a deeper appreciation of the difference and strong sense of empathy. It has taught me to listen first, lead with understanding, and honor the many ways people can express who they are. My identity as a woman and emerging business leader shapes the way I see people, power, and systems, and how it has opened my eyes to the importance of honoring different identities and taught me to approach others with care, curiosity, and empathy. At the same time, I've also experienced discrimination as a woman, especially in professional spaces, which has made me more aware of how exclusion and bias feel in real time. How I see myself. Pretty Woman represents empathy and transformation with connections to how I see myself as well and being a redhead, someone who is also caring, fun, energetic, and who loves helping others grow. The song You Are Beautiful also resonates deeply with me because I struggled with self esteem growing up. I didn't look like the teens in magazines. I had curly, frizzy hair, and instead of those perfect straight styles, and I had a heavier body type. Learning to accept myself and embrace who I am has helped shape my identity, and understanding that these pieces of media symbolize my journey of self acceptance, authenticity, and the way I try to support others with the same compassion and encouragement. When others see me, I know I can sometimes be viewed through stereotypes. It could make it seem like my desire to collaborate, include others, and solve problems together might not fully come through at first. The movie Blast to the Past shows a character who steps into the modern world and has outdated assumptions and a kind of naivety about people of color, gender roles, and social change. This reflects how some white Americans are often perceived as not fully aware of cultural shifts, history, and the impact of their actions they can have on others. These movies show early examples of how I understood other cultural groups, but my learning has grown significantly through this course. Our readings on segregation, housing inequality, and marginalization of racial groups, Hidden Figures highlights the strength, intelligence, and resilience of Black women working within a system shaped by segregation. It also shows the consistent pressure of people of color were under because of social hierarchies enforced by white Americans who believe themselves to be superior. Today, I recognize how much emotional labor people of color carry in everyday interactions, being mindful of body language, tone, and how they might be perceived. Through learning, listening, I have become better understand of the courage and mental strength it takes to navigate a society that has historically treated them as lesser. With Selena, it displays my early view of Hispanic and Mexican culture, which is focused on food, music, and close knit families. While those elements are real, they represent only a small piece of a richer culture. Through friendships and exposure of different Hispanic communities, I've learned how layered and diverse these cultures are truly are, from regional traditions to language, food, values, and family. This growth and understanding has not only taught me to rely on surface level interpretations, but also listen more and appreciate the depth of each culture beyond what media portrays. Non binary identity connects with many other aspects of life, including sexual orientation, cultural background, and workplace systems. Intersectionality helps explain why experiences differ from one person to another. I chose non binary identity because it is something that I needed to learn more about, especially as I prepare for a career in HR. I have seen firsthand how workplace environments, including my current one, often have the lack of understanding, language, and support for gender diverse employees. When organizations don't have this knowledge, it can unintentionally create spaces where people feel unseen, misinterpreted, or even harmed. Gaining a deeper understanding of non binary identity is important to me because it supports my goal in creating workplaces that are truly inclusive and safe for everyone. The video Five Non-Binary People provided direct insight into lived experiences of non-binary individuals. It helped deepen my understanding of what non-binary means as not just being a label. Hearing different people explain what non-binary feels like helps me understand the variety or the verity in within the identity from pronouns to the experiences they have on a day-to-day basis and also how they navigate social spaces. This could be used in a DEI workshop by showing real non-binary people and how their stories can help foster empathy with my colleagues and managers and understanding why pronoun use, inclusion, and respectful communication matter. The short film They Them shows how institutional systems can make it difficult for non binary individuals to feel recognized. It emphasizes why pronoun use and respectful communication matter in workplaces. This video could be used to help facilitate a conversation about non binary inclusion, pronoun respect, and identity validation. Example in creating policies such as name changes and systems for updating personal information or respectful use in pronouns and workplace documentation. The podcast from Out and Equal gives concrete strategies for leaders and HR teams to support trans and non-binary employees through policy, visibility, and strong organizational culture. Learning how to build a coalition and allyship are essential to inclusion and not something for HR to undertake alone. It is something that needs to be embedded throughout the company structure and culture. I will use this in my future role as training sessions for leaders and managers. I can share a must listen for everyone on the DEI team or in leadership to ensure that we ground our inclusion work in real strategies and stories. In HR, I want to build inclusive cultures, lead DEI efforts, and help shape policies that support identity diversity. Understanding these non binary experiences is essential for this work. Some of my major takeaways I learned is that non binary identity is separate from orientation, that stories build deeper understanding, gender diversity exists globally and historically, and that inclusion needs both empathy and strong policy. Policy alone is not enough. It has to be combined with training and that teaches both knowledge and empathy. This project has taught me how to apply inclusive practices in HR, such as updating onboarding, creating pronoun policies, and training managers to foster a supportive environment. Based on the research I reviewed, several key policy changes stood out as most impactful supporting non-binary employees in the workplace. The first is to implement a gender-inclusive pronoun and chosen name policy. This includes allowing employees to list their pronouns on onboarding forms, email signatures, communications, etc. This will help managers and employees correctly gender each person and not misgender them. Also, we could create gender neutral restrooms so people feel like they can live with their identity without fear of judgment. Also, in revising the dress code so it's no longer gendered. Instead of women wear this and men wear that, shifting it to a single professional safety based dress standard respects all gender expressions. Also, anti-harassment policies must explicitly name gender identity and gender expression as protected categories. This allows employees to report issues like repeated misgendering, mocking pronouns, or comments about someone's appearance, and ensures HR has the framework in addressing them. Clear policies signal to employees that they are valued and protected. My full annotated list of resources is available through the link included on this slide. And thank you for listening to my presentation.